Hey guys, can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay, awesome. Yeah, just hopping on here. I'm probably not going to be on here too long today, but I wanted to stop by and say hello, and kind of, I don't know, talk about a few things. And oh, I'm mad now. I don't have my water with me. Wait, do I have my water? Hold on, guys. Let me get my water. There it is. Okay. All right, I'm back. Hope everybody had a good day. Wherever you are in the world. It is 9:36 here, so it's a little bit past my usual bedtime, but I've been staying up quite late for, to hang out with you guys. So, all right. So a lot of interesting stuff going on lately. Not too much going on that's on all fronts, but if you do a little digging, you can find plenty of things going on. And I'm trying to think of the best way that I want to address what I need to address tonight. And I have not mentioned this to most people. I think I've told one person thus far, and I've kind of contemplated whether I wanted to share this or not, or if I wanted to, I don't know, see how it played out. But I was able to get in touch. Hey, Michelle. I'm sorry, I didn't say hello to anybody in here. Hi, Dave. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Kellyanne. And if there's anybody else, I apologize. Like I said, I've been trying to catch up with schoolwork. So today I've been trying to put together like buyer personas for bringing Dunkin' Donuts to a Japanese market. So I had to like make up entire people and things. And it was really more time consuming and frustrating than it should have been. Because I usually like things that let me use my imagination and stuff. But I always know that like whenever they say that I'm supposed to use my imagination, there's always a catch and that like I can't take it too far, so it's just frustrating. Hey, Abby. And I didn't finish much of it because I got distracted by something else that happened that I wanted to discuss with you guys because I'm not really happy about it. Can't say I'm surprised, but I'm not happy about it. So I don't know if any of you recall. I think I may have mentioned it maybe in two lives. I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. So yeah, maybe in two lives. I think I've mentioned it twice that I used to have a rather. And if my dog started, oh, that's my dog. It's all of my animals in my house are loud. That's Paolo, I think. Hey, Lindsay. So I think I've mentioned twice now that I had a large Instagram following at one point, and I at one point mentioned that I had hired somebody to work on the YouTube aspect because I started to build a community on other platforms as well. Because I was building a brand, and my Instagram was the main place for it. I had ventured out onto Facebook, YouTube, not so much Twitter, maybe a little bit on Twitter, and some other like social apps that have since failed, I think, but like Discord and stuff like that. But not obviously Discord is still here, but other ones like that as well. So I had mentioned that, and I had mentioned that the reason that my account was taken down was due to behind the scenes sneaky nonsense that went on because I called him out for using my Instagram DMs as a way, like behind my brand, to kind of use as a dating app. And I called him out on it once. I said, if you do that again, there's gonna be a problem. Like you can't do that. This is my brand. You're not gonna do that. And he did it again. So I changed the password, and he wasn't happy about it. So, as in sneaky snake fashion, that guys, this is just such a common thing. It's you gotta watch it. Went out and found a rivaling page that didn't care for me, and got them all together, started talking to them, got them to convince somebody who I had let who had let I used to do fan weeks, right? So basically it had its own like fandom to it pretty much. So I would have people send me, like whether it be concert footage or fan art or anything that they wanted me to post on my platform with 129,000 followers. And I would link in the bottom to whether they had an Etsy account or, they did commission work or whatever. So I always gave them credit, and nobody ever has a problem with that. Everybody wants recognition and credit, right? So, they would have like their fan art, and they would get like, thousands and thousands of likes on it. I mean, come on, like who doesn't want that? And so it never occurred to me that I should make like a legal document where it would say, that I have the rights to use their material. Because I had done maybe like 6 or 7 of these weeks prior to the one that I did. And, because people didn't like me, they found one of the people that they knew. I don't know, maybe they were in touch with him. I'm not even sure how that all happened. But basically convinced him to, you know, uh, say that I was stealing copyrighted things and blah, 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 blah. And it went on from there. And ultimately my account got taken down. So I did mention that. And in one live, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day prior, I said that this person probably watches me on here, and then kind of went off on a little tangent about that. So, here's me thinking that, I'm a relatively small, I'm a very small channel. I don't talk about a whole lot. I'm in this little solar system of other things that go on here. And, I interact with other creators in this little solar system that we're in. And, I don't think that I've ruffled too many feathers because usually I just talk about behaviors, and I have apologized for things that I've done that I felt were out of line. Um, Whether people choose to accept those apologies is, that's up to them. I have spoken to some of them privately, but, I figured, I kind of started to kind of put that wall down on things that I had been feeling for quite some time yesterday. And I started to talk about some stuff that I've had on my mind for a while. Now, I didn't use any names because the reason I'm not going to use names is because of this, guy. So the reason I'm not going to use names is because if somebody was to hear what I'm saying and they think I'm talking about them, well, that means that just somewhere in their mind, they that resonates with them. So maybe, they think if the shoe fits, wear it. So that just means if you think I'm talking about you, that means that somewhere in your mind, you agree that you're doing those behaviors as well. And same goes for people that hear it. So if you think I'm talking about a particular creator, it's really because you see it too, whether you want to admit that or not. So that's why I do it that way. So, if people don't see it, but, we're a small community. There aren't a whole lot of people in here. So, it becomes evident. So, here was me thinking, I got emails when I first started off on my channel, right? And I would get these emails, and some of them were from people who were unhappy with some of the stuff I had said about Natasha. And I understand that. That makes sense. Like I get that. But, as time has gone on, guys, I've gotten some other emails that are not so nice. They don't mention anybody in it. And then today I got a email, actually not too long before I came on here, and was saying something along the lines of, and who has the time to do this, guys? I wish I was kidding. Like, who does this? It was like, you should tread. It was like, I've been getting emails that say something along these lines for a very long time now. So it was something about the lines of, you better tread lightly, with who you talk about, and something about who who I associate with, and, what path I go down, because I wouldn't like it if people from my past were brought to light. And, basically said that basically they mentioned that, I had mentioned in another live that there was nobody that could be found for that. And they said, well, you like contradicted yourself, because you said yesterday that, there was somebody who didn't like you that could be found that watches and will find. I'm like, first of all, who is we? Because, last time I checked, email accounts were like individuals. So I'm not sure who we are, but, but who sends that? So here was me thinking, all along that maybe it was, people from, Natasha's, side that don't like me, but I'm not so sure about that. Right, guys? I don't think it's that at all. So, here's a blanket apology to to, everybody who I, may have thought of that in the past, because I don't think this is coming from anybody that supports Natasha. I don't think that at all. Not anymore, I don't. Um, and, I've kind of been seeing things. Hi, hashtag shy. Hey, Navigator. Hey, Amanda. So I've been seeing I've had some feelings. I always have my feelers out. So, hey, Golden. Oh, I do have it in writing, Golden. I sure do. I sure do. And it's bizarre because who is we? Who is we? And that, I need to be careful about what path I take from here on out and excuse me? What am I doing that's inappropriate? Come on, I'm like the nicest person on here. So, for that to be at all said, so I actually I hadn't spoken to him in quite some time, but we're actually, we still keep in touch. Hey, Crystal, here and there. And I contacted him, and he said that, I discussed him. I was like, you know what, he actually doesn't watch me. He had no idea that I was doing this. So, we talked about it, and he is well aware that, if somebody happens to find him, and send him an email, he doesn't play games like that. We're not going to play games like that. I'm not, at 12 years old. I'm not so wrapped up in YouTube that, I have to do stuff like who does that? How old are we? Like, seriously. And I'm not the only one getting weirdo stuff. I just didn't think I would ever get that because I'm such a small channel, but maybe I said something that resonated with somebody in the wrong way. And that's okay. We're going to talk about those things too. I'm not sure if we're going to do that tonight. Because if they think that I'm going to stop talking about what I plan to talk about, I'm not threatened by it. I'm sorry. No, it's not an ex Navigator. It is basically somebody I had hired, because I used to have an Instagram following of 129,000, right? So I had spread out onto other platforms. So I had hired somebody, it was a friend of mine, but to build the YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel was doing okay. And he was running it, but he was also, because it was basically mods, so they had to have the password to my account to be able to do their job, right? Because it was too much for me. It became not fun. It was just so much. I don't ever want to get that big a number again, without help. But so yeah, DeLorean, it's sad that people, what's happening to you is way worse. So I'm just, my heart goes out to you, because that's ridiculous. That's people going on your real life. This is just people, with empty threats to me. Empty threats. They're not going to do shit. Sorry, B+ after dark warning. But yeah, so he and I did not leave we did not separate on good terms, because he was using my DMs on my Instagram to talk to women. And that was behind my brand that I had built. I think that's unprofessional. And he was using the clout that he got from that, as on an individual level. So, right, Navigator? That's what I'm saying. And I've gotten some weird emails pretty frequently now. But nothing. I did get one before that said that I needed to watch where I comment and watch where I'm seen. And I addressed that a few, 2 weeks ago, maybe. But here's me thinking it's coming from one place, and I'm not so sure anymore, guys. I'm just not so sure. I think that, I like to think that my channel, I'm just more objective here. So basically I booted him, Navigator. So I fired him. And he was very upset about that. So he ended up finding a page that was run, because basically I ran a giant fan page for a band. I know that's not that cool, but I had a really large following. I created a community and then ended up getting hired by them. So it was cool. And the band even tried to get my page back up, but so yeah. So they found that we're seeing this behavior. They went and found another page that didn't like me, warmed up to them, started getting friendly with them, then convinced that the person, they got my page taken down. That's the moral of the story. So he and I haven't really spoken since, but I did mention him the other day. And I guess I forgot I had said this, but I guess I mentioned that if people want to dig into my life, they're not going to find anything. And, and then I guess I mentioned the other day that he watches. It turns out he doesn't, but he watches. And so they were threatening to contact him, hoping that, I don't know what they're hoping to get. I have no idea. It's silly. And they said we, whoever we are, and I need to be careful about who I talk to and where I go, and if but that was before, but this one was like, you need to, I would stop talking about what you're going to talk about if I were you. And I'm like, what the hell am I talking about? That's so awful. And I mean, this was like not even that long ago. This was like a little bit before I was supposed to go on, and I wasn't even going to mention it at all. Um, because I don't know, I kind of wanted to see how it played out, but I'm kind of mad. That's like ridiculous. Why are we doing that, guys? Like, this is YouTube. I understand that, I don't know what kind of channel I am. I have no idea. Like, I don't know if I'm whatever kind of channel I am. I haven't really bothered anybody. And, I know it's unpopular opinion. The one thing that I have done recently that people have gotten very upset about was offer condolences to Natasha and try to, move away from talking about Natasha because I'm tired of talking about Natasha, guys. Like, I just am. Like, I have other things on my mind that are way more prevalent to me at this moment in time. However, guys, like I said, I consider the group of channels in here as a solar system, right? Some of our planets are bigger than others. I'm probably Pluto or a comet. I'm non-existent in this community like that, but so it's but Natasha's part of this. So obviously if there's something going on, I'll do commentary on it. But I don't want to go at it in a place that's low. Like I said, I also got really nasty emails about the fact that I offered the condolences. Like what kind of sick person gets mad about and then goes to the point where they're going to say that they can't, support you because you literally reached out with condolences. What kind of person does that? It makes no sense to me. And I've gotten backlash for it. And the thing about it, though, is that I never expected this to happen to me because I am such a small channel and I'm nice. But that's the thing, guys. Like, a lot of people just want to hear about one thing. And I don't want to just talk about Natasha, guys. Like, I just don't. Yeah, we are all adults, Amanda. We are. Well, Amanda, I'm just grateful that I'm not dealing with some of the stuff other people are dealing with. I mean, I don't want to discuss other creators in the chat right now. But there's a lot of this kind of stuff going around and much worse. So I'm just grateful. But the fact that you're going to try to find somebody that, doesn't like me, that why would you do that? What do you expect to get from him? Like, secrets about me? Like, good luck. Good luck. On my identity, there's some people here who know who I am. And if my identity was to get leaked, I know exactly where it comes from. There's a reason for that. Don't tell too many people things. It would only be one of 3 people at this point. 3 or 4. But all of those people, most of those 3 of those people are really, they would never do that to me. But it's so sad, guys. Like, who does that? And I just don't know who we are. Who is we? That's like, I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. Yeah. Hold on. I don't want to rock with her. Other people I go to. Hold on, Golden. Oh, okay. I want to read both of your guys' messages. Hold on a second. People are mad. Personally, I don't. Right, Navigator, and I get that. Like, that's what I've been trying to say, but I feel like I kind of have to, reiterate myself several times for people to understand that, because what I'm trying to say is that, I am not saying that I don't have issues with stuff that I've seen. I do. I do have issues with it. However, I want to, first of all, I kind of want to change my approach to things, because what I don't think this community needs is another channel that's just fueled by just going at people constantly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not judging anybody who does it that way. But for me personally, I want to talk about behaviors. I think it's fascinating that whenever you have like a group of people in a concentrated area, which I like to think is a solar system within a snow globe, like society, like, hierarchies and stuff like that start to form. It's like it's bizarre. It happens whenever you so that's what I want to look at it from. I'm not expecting people to to like anybody else, right? I don't want, right, people's feelings are fair and valid. Like there have been some people here who have been very, very hurt personally, or their own core values and morals make it so they cannot look past certain things, and like, having any positive thoughts about a certain person. And I get that. That's very valid, and I acknowledge that. I'm not saying that if people want to hang with. Well, right, Golden. Well, here's the thing. Like I've said before, I came from Natasha's community. I'm friendly with people from there. And me starting my channel and speaking out about it didn't change that for the most part. Um, I'm still friendly with a lot of them. They don't like everything that I have to say, and a lot of them tell me that. But we talk about things, like those are people I'm friendly with. Do they come in my chat? Not really. But these aren't people that are bullying others. These aren't people that you're going to see in any chats, not that I've seen anyway. These are just people that are just part of that community. And that's their right, guys. It's not a crime to support whatever creator you support. And I think that like everybody is so wrapped up in stuff that people can't, yeah, like people can't, I don't know, they can't get past it. And right, right, Golden. I get that. It is creators though. Right, right. I totally get it. Yeah, a lot of them have, a lot of them I have like, I've seen them over in chats over here. But, and I kind of secretly hoped that I could kind of be a place where people from all communities could kind of be here, but at this point it's like people aren't having it. And I agree though, Golden. I don't think it's necessarily people that I think it's a perfect storm. I think the creator and the chat feed off each other. I think, I especially in some other channels, and I think that it kind of all comes together in this like perfect storm of stuff. But when it comes down to it, the people in this community are good people. There are some really empathetic people here. There are really kind, generous people. You know, it makes me sad too, because I don't. I'm trying to think of the best way that I kind of want to drop the truth bombs that I'm planning on dropping. So I just need to figure out the most appropriate way to do it, and I will get back to people on that. I'm not sure if today is the day. I might need some more mods. I don't know. But I'm not a big deal. So people, I like to think that I am nice and that people won't take too much. Yeah, isn't that the we? Isn't that interesting, AJ? I agree. I was confused. Who is we? But yeah, like very funny, Michelle. But I'm just seeing all sorts of weird stuff and behaviors. Like, take names out of it. How many times have you gone into a chat somewhere here, right? You've gone into a chat and you know that that creator has an issue with another creator, and maybe they're about to speak out about it, or they're about to make amends with somebody that the chat doesn't want them to make amends with. Like, you guys know the situations I'm talking about, because all of us are, we all are part of this community. How many times do you see like people from like the community that is opposed to what's coming out of that creator's mouth make sure that their presence is known in the chat? Not even saying mean things, but just being sure that everybody knows that they're there. And sometimes I think the point is kind of to derail the creator. And I've been seeing this for months now, like over the summer, like and stuff. I've been seeing it in a lot of places. And it's like intimidation tactics. Is that what you're trying to do here? Like intimidate me into not saying I don't even know what, saying that I need to be careful. Come on, guys. Why? Why do you care what comes out of my mouth? Like, I'm always been as respectful as possible. And when I haven't been respectful, I did apologize, which, bizarrely enough, that was the first thing I got backlash for, was taking down a video that was body shaming and not appropriate. I shouldn't have had that up. I don't want to go low at people. I just don't. I just don't. There's much better ways if I disagree with somebody. And I did. I took that video down and people didn't like that. It's the weirdest thing. I mean, it's like people don't want to be nice. It's like people don't want peace. And I don't want anybody to feel that they have to behave. You know what I mean, guys? That's the point I can't drive home enough, is if you feel really strongly about something, I want you to stick to your guns. I do. Because I feel like a lot of people lose sight of what their core values and beliefs are, and they kind of do try to go with you know what I mean? So just because I feel a certain way, I really, really, really value and respect people that, you know, stick to what they truly believe in. And I don't mean stick to what they believe in for an ulterior motive either. I want to be very clear about that. I'm not talking, but I don't see that with subs so much. Because like I said, guys, you guys are good people. We have a really good, from all places. I've seen really kind people everywhere, and a lot of us share subs and have like some crossover. But some of us, have something. I think every creator on here has something unique to offer that's a little different, a little different vibe in the chat. Yeah, doing things behind, and that's the thing I wanted to also mention. Thank you, Michelle, because I think that a lot of the time, not all of us use our pictures. Not all of us, some I can't even see people's pictures, to be honest with you. So, and I respect that, Abby. I do. I've told you that. But I think the first step, there's a lot of dehumanizing that goes on because we don't connect the fact that there's somebody else on the, and even I have felt that in some ways. So here's how I've felt it. So I'm super shy, right? I'm really shy. Half the time, if you don't know me, I don't talk. The fact that it's been so easy for me to come on here and talk about things is like just proof of that, because I don't feel uncomfortable coming on here and sharing my opinions. And that's unusual for me. I'm usually quite quiet until you know me well, or you push me past my limit, because I do have a temper. So that does happen. And if people want to try and push me, on here, good luck with that too, because it's not going to happen. When I close this laptop, I know what I've done. I know what I've said. I know what I am, and nothing that you say about me, if you're going to lie about me, that's on you. That's on you. Yeah. Right. And this is the second time, AJ. The second time. But this time they were saying that they would, I wouldn't want them to go find, people from my past and just, they were like, well, you say that, there's nobody that, people could dig up. But yesterday you said that there was somebody who watched and who didn't like you. So it would be a shame if somebody went and found him. And so I messaged him immediately and I was like, has anybody contacted you? And he said no. Because I don't know how people would figure out who he is anyway. Like I don't even know how that would happen. But you know what, guys, like it becomes very easy to dehumanize people. And that's the first step towards some really disturbing behavior that happens. And yeah, right. Look at behaviors. That's what I've always said, though, guys. I don't want to look at names. I don't think that people that behave badly are necessarily bad people. I don't think that at all. I think that there's a lot of ulterior motives that happen. I think a lot of it comes down to money. I think the majority of it comes down to money, actually. And that's just the way it is. And you know what? I wasn't looking at it from that perspective. I think I was telling myself that maybe I wasn't seeing what I was seeing. Because I've been in this situation, guys. I told you when I had my large following, I made some decisions that I'm not proud of because I didn't stick to what I believe in. And I did choose money over what was right, if that makes sense. And I see what goes on and how that happens. So I was trying to tell myself, I think I was just, thinking maybe it's in my head. Maybe I'm not really seeing this, but I'm not going to lie, guys. I couldn't be more certain that I have a sense of some things going on. And I am so certain about those things that when I finally, like I said, though, I don't really need to use names because, how many people, if the shoe fits, wear it. Hey, Mike, it's, I don't know, guys. It's like, people want, and I feel like I'm giving people what they want right now by keeping my mouth shut. But at the same time, I'm also one of these people that knows when to pick my battles, and I know when I should keep my mouth shut. And a lot of how I act is really calculated. So, if I don't choose to go off on somebody, it's more because, first of all, that's not my style. Second of all, I don't really want the environment to be like that here. I want people to be able to kind of be more relaxed, kind of, this be like, we can talk about what's going on in the community, but we don't have to like, make this a stressful place for everybody. Because I feel like a lot of places can become stressful places for everybody when people get riled up. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. Right, Amanda? Right, Amanda. That's what I'm trying to do very desperately because I agree, AJ. I've talked to some people outside of here who I don't agree with how they're behaving. I don't like how they're behaving, but they're good people. They're good people. And sometimes I think things get the best of people. And guys, like her or not, I mean, I was trying not to see it, but Natasha said from the get-go, I mean, it a lot of it comes down to money, and she's right. And whether you know what I mean, guys, and I mean even maybe for her too. I mean, yeah, definitely for her too. I don't think anybody has been exempt from that, and I really think that a lot of people take that paycheck over doing what they truly believe in. Um, and I think that that's really unfortunate. Although I understand why it happens, but when it gets to a point where you're like doubling down on like hate for one person for something like condolences, that's where like I can't justify that. I just can't. Um I can only justify that for one person that's, involved in this. And, I understand why Carolyn might feel the way she does. And I want to acknowledge that too. I want to acknowledge that I get that what happened to her was, her situation is way more complicated. It's not black and white for her. Well, it is kind of black and white for her, but I know that I feel that she has the right to feel the way that she does. However, for me personally, like Natasha never did something to me personally. The reason I left is because I was seeing stuff going on, and a lot of it, a lot of it was, the chat, a lot, just seeing stuff that was going on that was, concerning to me, and I noticed the larger channel. Yes, yes, that's exactly true. But I feel like I'm giving people what they want. And Golden, you have some good points too. Let's see. I have begun to realize. Yes, that's bingo. Bingo, spot on. I've been saying this for a while now. I think that especially for people who are new creators, it's very with great influence comes great responsibility. Like, we're putting ourselves out there. We're, not all of us go on camera, but still, like, we're connecting with you guys. I don't like to, I'm not better than anybody else. I'm part of this community too. I go to other chat. I can, I'm really, not anything above anything else. And I would never want to think of myself that way. But, we're connecting on here. Like, you guys hear my voice. You guys know a little bit about my life. I've definitely shared quite a bit about, my past. And stuff that's happened because that's the purpose of my YouTube channel. But, at the same time, I feel like people really do connect with those people. So as empathetic people, because I believe there are lots of empathetic people, it's hard not to feel like, for a creator when stuff happens. And, I think that, yeah, I mean, I think that people kind of lose sight of the power. I don't want to say power. I feel bad because I'm a business person, guys. So if I speak on things that sound, off, like talking about people like that, just know it's just because of where my mind goes. But there's a power inequality there in some ways. Like, I'm up here speaking to you, and I don't want that, but it's kind of what happens. So like, if somebody's really upset, obviously the subs care about that person, so they get riled up and upset, and even about things that have nothing to do with them. And there are also times where, let's say I say something. I always use Rody Gal as an example, even though she's not a creator, but I'm going to use her anyways. Hold on, I'm going to read that in just a second too. If Rody Gal, let's say I say something really nasty about Rody Gal, sometimes that gets turned into me coming at the subs too, when really, like, how dare I come at people I don't know? Like, I would never do that. If I see subs that are problematic, I take note. I do, because I believe that there are people on here with the sole purpose of causing chaos and just, toxic drama. I feel like they don't have any allegiance, or, I don't think that they have any loyalty or even any interest in the creators that they, switch back and forth. But I feel like, there's definitely things going on where, that fuse is being lit and constantly, and the instigation, just for that reason alone, just for that reason alone, just because, to keep that drama going. Um, and I think that that's very, very problematic. I don't know if that word would necessarily be trolls. Um, but I'm starting to take note, and I see you. Um, and I'm like, that's just what I'm saying, guys. I've kind of just been watching. I see a lot more than I speak on. Because first of all, a lot of it, oh, why bother? A lot of it is just, if I find something out that's going to be hurtful to somebody else, my intention is not to be hurtful to anybody. That's not what. Yes, Mike, you are so correct there, and I will get to that too. Hashtag shy, you're always full of really good insight. I appreciate having you in the chat. You're really good. You have some good points. And empathy does seem to be a rare trait, and I feel like maybe in real life it's a little, but on the internet, it just seems to be getting lost. You know, and that's the thing, guys. Like, I spent the past 4 years in particular figuring myself out and figuring out what my core values and beliefs are. And when push comes to shove, there is something that will never waver with me, and that is kindness. That is having empathy and compassion for another human being. I will not ever sacrifice that. I just can't do it, guys. I just can't. So, for me, like, if something is right for me to do, I don't like expect my subs, or, to follow suit. I don't even expect my friends to follow suit. That's up to you. You have your own values and beliefs, and where we come together is, where we all have something in common. And the one thing that we're from all walks of life, we're from all over the globe. The one thing that we have in common is that we frequent this community. And of course we want to talk about it, because like I've said before, if you try to talk to somebody who's not, on YouTube and part of this community, they just look at you like you're crazy. They're like, what are you talking about? What about bees and recliners and, God knows what else? Like, nobody knows what you're talking about. I've experienced it in my personal life. People are like, why do you care? Well, this is because this is our community and we want to talk about it. Because drama is a thing, guys. I like drama. Why does nobody want to admit that they like drama? But drama can be done right, and this ain't it. This ain't it. I think that, yeah, it did. It also, yeah. There are, Mike. And I think that that's also problematic. I think that a lot of mods or people that are given a wrench are those people that I was discussing earlier, where they don't have an allegiance to that person. I don't even think they are interested in anything that person is saying. I just think they do it to instigate. And they use that wrench to instigate. And I'm not talking about anybody in particular, because I've seen it so many places. I would have to look, I'd have to make a list. But, I also see a lot of and those are also the people, guys. I want to also reiterate this, and I hate acting cynical on here, but or else you've built your channel correctly. And I believe that some people have built their channels correctly, and those people aren't going to really run into this problem so much. But people who don't, there are people when I lost my platform, when that happened, I was devastated. I was heartbroken. It took me 2 years to get to that. I just happened to get on Instagram at a time where the algorithm was really favorable. I don't think I've tried to do it again once. I could never do that again, ever. Right. Right. Yeah. So, I feel like a lot of, if you think that these people and it's usually the people that go hardest. If you think that people, if they're going to stick around, I thought, I was like, well, at least I have, these people, and I have, the connections that I've made. No, nope. The minute you become irrelevant or you lose your clout, and they're, them associating with you doesn't give them any, standing, they're gone. They're going to jump to the next thing. They jump to the next new thing or whatever's hot. That's just how they are, and you see it. You see it, guys. Abby, you can, as long as it's, I know, appropriate and isn't gonna, throw off the chat too much. But you may, because when I'm like super talking, I can get distracted. But Abby, you and I we've talked, so I know I know where you stand on things, but I also know that you're able. Did I give her? Yeah, that's a good question. So yes, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Yeah, yes. And I think what really did it for me, and I don't even know if this is like a justified reason, but I lost my job in December. So, after all that happened, I had been doing pretty well for myself prior. So I think I, was a little, and I'll be honest, and open with you guys. I think I was bitter because of that. Yes, Abby. Yes. Yes. More than I'd like to admit. Um, but not as much as some people. And I think that contributed to my feelings about that. Now, do I have I, that's the other thing, guys. I got an email that was like, flip flopping. I'm not flip flopping, guys. You want to know what, intelligence is? Intelligence is getting more information and being able to change, how you interact with the world based on that. When there's blind loyalty and no matter what somebody does, um, you're always going to be, stick with that. I feel that that's a really problematic behavior. I think, yes, transactional, exactly. And I see that so often. And like I said, it's usually the people that go hardest that, you really think that are your friends. And, and we've seen it happen. We've seen it happen. You've seen it. People jump from place to place. Like, people jumped from Natasha's over onto channels here. And then, before that, I'm trying to think of who it was before that. There were other people before that, and then who had jumped in Natasha. And it's like this endless cycle that just goes on and on and on and on. Because, depending on whoever is, I don't know. That's why I'm trying to do something different though, guys. I don't want to build my channel on, just being relentlessly going at one person or even two people or anybody. I really just want to point out behaviors and call out the things that are problematic and going on in this community. And nobody is exempt from that. And staying true to yourself is not flip-flopping. Like the fact that I stuck true to my guns and I didn't change how I behaved because it was, popular opinion. Let me tell you right now, although, one person did accuse me of using my apology to Natasha or my condolences as content. And I think that that's gross. I don't know why anybody would use that as content, but let me be very clear. This has not helped my channel, or how people feel about me. In fact, it caused a lot of issues. There were people that were really upset. They thought that I flip-flopped. They thought that I didn't stick to the cause, and they felt let down. And, I apologize for that. I don't want anyone to feel let down, but I'm not going to apologize for what I did. I do it again. I never do it for anybody. For me, that's just something that I believe in and I can't change. Yeah, empathy and sympathy. Yes, yes. I agree, hashtag. I think they are two different things. And it's concerning that people can't put aside, feelings for, just a moment to extend condolences to somebody who's hurting. I mean, for me personally, it doesn't matter if they would do the same for me. It doesn't matter what they've done in the past. I can put that aside to offer condolences because a loss is a loss, guys. And, whether you want to believe it or not, she was very close to her aunt. Like, that's not an exaggeration. Because I was part of her community. Like I trust me when I say, and that hurts, that hurts. A loss is a loss. Those of us who have experienced loss in our lives, how that feels. And, yeah, right. Well, yeah, hold on. I have empathy. Right. And that's okay. That's okay. Like, that's all that, that I respect. That I respect. But a lot of people have, for whatever reason, and I like you said, I think a lot of it comes down to money. They want to go with what's popular because they don't want to lose. I don't know. And I feel like if you build your channel correctly, that won't happen. Like you'll still have an audience, if regardless of anything. But I was even concerned about that for my own channel because I was like, essentially, I mean, I built this channel because I wanted to call out and expose the troubled teen industry, which I will continue to do. Um, that's why I necessarily wanted this. I wasn't planning on starting a channel, but I started doing clips, and we're going to talk about clip channels too. I might do an entire live on clip channels. That's going to be titled "Not Another Stupid Clip Channel." Um, yeah, because I've seen some stuff recently that I can't get behind. I can't do it, and I won't do it. And I feel like, that was actually something somebody called me out for, and I thought they had a point. So I really was thinking about it. Although, however, oh, Abby, I get it, but like I said, I don't want to do any like, speculating right now. I don't want to talk about that right now. Okay. Like, all due respect, I know that I know how you feel, and I know you feel very strongly. But just for this, yeah, did she recognize it? I mean, I'm sure she saw it. Um, but yeah, but like, all due respect, guys, I just kind of need to get this off my chest right now. Because I'm just, yeah, I'm a little concerned. Like, you're gonna tell me that you want to dig into my past because to find some for what? What are you gonna do? Let's say you find him. What are you gonna do? What is the purpose? What is the end game of doing that? Because I don't understand. I don't understand what that would do. You want him to like tell you that I, was really shady when I was on Instagram? I'll be open and honest about everything that I did when I was on there. I didn't always make the best decisions, but a lot of it had to do with money. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, having that your platform kind of build is intoxicating. It becomes addictive in a lot of ways. Like, you become really accustomed to the influence, to the money, to the all of it. It almost feels like, a lot of the time people, especially when you have like a large following, you kind of get treated like, almost like a celebrity. I don't know. It's bizarre. Because but it does, you get very wrapped up in it. I got very, my sense of, my importance was way higher than what it should have been. And I didn't behave to the way that I really should have. Now, I wasn't taken down for something that was really bad or even my fault. I didn't even think to, send out legal, because this was an international thing, guys. I had people hired all over the world to help me with this because I needed translators, because some of our biggest demographic were actually from South America and Russia. And I can't even read Russian because that's a different alphabet, and my Spanish isn't great. So if even good at all. I can kind of maybe pick up some things, but I needed somebody that was fluent. I feel like if you're trying to connect with an audience, it's almost kind of insulting to not kind of speak the language correctly. So I wanted to do it right. For a whole lot of reasons, because I felt like, they deserve the same experience as what I was offering elsewhere. So yeah, thank you, Amanda, and thank you, Mike. I really I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support that I get, because I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay, guys. We like drama. I like drama. There's a place for drama. It's definitely a large genre. It's a popular genre. Yes, hashtag bingo. You are always so spot on. Yes. Yep. Yes. And I didn't know how. I went from, I was hired by the band. Like, it became very not fun after that, because there's a lot more rules and things, and I didn't have as much creative freedom, which was really frustrating to me. But if I was offered sponsors for things that I wasn't comfortable, but I also took some that the products were crap, and I promoted them anyways because I wanted that check. And I shouldn't have, in hindsight. So I'm coming over here with a different attitude on that. So I get how, if you're just coming on here and you're seeing a lot of success, how that can become a cycle of, it's hard to come down from. That's the best way that I can put it, but it can be taken away at the blink of an eye, guys. I woke up one morning and it was gone. It was gone. And, I tried to get it back. Even the band, this is an internationally touring band. I'm not sure what the status. I did have to sign an NDA. I'm not sure about the status of it. I doubt I'm still under it. But I need to figure that out before I tell people what it is. It's not even a ban from the US, but it's their big deal. And, I was, to be noticed by them and then onboarded because they loved how you were handling like running a fan community. That boosted my ego to like, the moon. Um, and it went to my head. And right, it's like the minute people start getting money on here is when things really start to change. And I don't think that it means that people are bad people. I think that it means that they're afraid of losing that income that they're getting from it, because sometimes that's all the income that they're either getting, or it's really they're the I don't know, for a variety of reasons. I mean, we all want money, right? Like, I mean, I don't think that we need to justify wanting money. I mean, we all need it, but it gets out of hand really quickly, and then you don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix it. But it's very, very, very true. Now, and plus, if you've built a channel on one topic, right? One topic, one thing, and but there, I think everybody's actually gotten to see this like very recently. There are a lot of people that are dead set on like that continuing. Now, for me personally, I don't know how many times we're going to go through the same thing, but it doesn't. I just want to do other things too. Like, I don't want to just, because it's dangerous to do it that way, first of all, and secondly, but if you're alienating your audience, you're alienating people coming into your chat. You're alienating those super chats, your numbers, your sub count increasing. You risk all of that. So a lot of the time people go with the popular opinion or what's going to keep their audience, even if that's not what they believe. And I'm going to tell myself that it's not what people believe, because I see the best in everybody. Now, I could be wrong. I find myself being a really bad judge of character lately, if I'm honest. So I don't, it's just, it's nuts. Hold on. I felt the need. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously B plus was an alt too. And I don't, I'm stuck with it now, and I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work. But I'm just disappointed. I'm just disappointed about how things are going. And I think a lot of things are escalating. And I don't mean just one person. I'm seeing some stuff that I don't necessarily agree with how it's done or what's being done. And I feel like people are just trying to get at each other as low as possible. And that's, first of all, that's not my style, but and I get it. Like, some people, I can't expect everybody to think like me, right? Like, that's not realistic. Just because I wouldn't do something doesn't mean, and we all have different opinions on what's acceptable too. Something might be okay with me, but not okay with, Mike or Michelle, and we can't really gauge that. So I just choose not to kind of do it at all. But that's those are the conversations I want to have with people. I want to know what people's opinions are about, what should be allowed, what shouldn't be, and what's going too far, what is going real life, because I guarantee you we all have different interpretations of what real life is. Some of us would encompass more things than others. I think on all counts, if you're not sure if it's real life, don't do it. Because and children are just a no-go. I'm not even gonna like entertain anybody who feels differently on that. I'm sorry, I'm just not. Especially minor children. That's why? Because it sets off a reaction in people. It's like people go for the low things that they know is going to set somebody off to not look very good. And it's on purpose, just so that person loses their mind and doesn't show their best self. And I mean, maybe that's just what the drama stuff is. I mean, uh, who knows? I mean, I'm not really yeah, it's a morals versus money lately, and I understand why it happens. But guys, I'm not monetized. I don't have enough subs. I don't benefit really either way. But I do have subs that feel really strongly and feel like I've let them down, and that makes me feel bad. I care very much about the people here. There's some great people that I've met, along the way, and I don't, I felt bad that I let them down. Um, but I don't see this as backing away from my cause or my stance or anything like that. All I'm trying to do is just broaden what I do. I want to like that's actually pretty much what I've always wanted to do because we're all part of this community. And if I focus on one thing, like I don't want to be a hypocrite. Like right, I mean the people are right though. How is it okay for me to, call one person out when somebody else is doing the same thing? Like why is it suddenly okay for that? And that goes all around. That goes all around. Now, there are other factors on things that, come into account and I get that. And believe me, I'm not done. I have videos that I was planning on dropping and I chose to wait on. Um, I do. First of all, because I'm not going to go at somebody when they're grieving, first of all. And second of all, I want to bring this to the big picture. I want to show the whole picture. So, I feel like, when there's an echo chamber and everybody just agrees with everybody else, or, you have a bunch of yes men and women, I don't feel like that's healthy or productive. I feel like as a community, we're not going to be able to, and I know that people don't want peace. I get that. I know I hate saying it, but it's true. Like it's the drama part. Like people don't want, they like drama. The thing about it is that it's always been that, it's a rotating, it's different names, different people, but same behaviors. I watch the creators that call out others. Yes. And I don't know if it's a complete lack of self-awareness. My mind is blown. Like I said, guys, the past week, like this weekend, past few days have been so eye-opening and, enlightening for me. And I can't unsee what I've seen at this point. I just can't do it. Oh, no worries, Mike. When I'm like half asleep, I don't make any sense at all. Like I'm trying to like type when I'm like falling asleep and I half the time I don't make sense. So I should probably just put my phone somewhere else when I'm like sleepy. But right, kids don't co-sign their right, right. I it's weird. Like, I feel like I've gotten to know some people on a personal level. And maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I wasn't right about them to begin with, but I really was surprised at the behavior of some people. I didn't expect that. It was kind of concerning, and I was like, "What is going on?" But it's also that there are people that yell, come on here and just talk and talk and talk and talk about things that they're doing, and suddenly, like, when somebody else, it's bizarre. Actually, I almost used that as my thumbnail. It was like, I'm gonna read it out loud because it was like that. I found it funny. Because I feel like a lot of people can relate to it right now. Hold on. Oh, I should have uploaded it on here, but I didn't because I didn't think to do that. I got very distracted. What does it say? It says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you never do anything wrong and nothing is ever your fault. Sorry, I forgot that you are just as perfect as it gets and you're the only one who is entitled to point fingers and make accusations. Silly me." Because I was like, how true is that? It's like people, ugh, the shoe fits, wear it. That's what I'm saying though, guys. If you think I'm talking about you, then maybe you do have some self-awareness. And how do we get that to stop? Because that's really what I want to talk. I wanted to, yeah, come to you directly. I get that. My thing though about it is, if I'm not comfortable with what's going on in a situation, I'm not like in airport. I'm not going to announce that I'm leaving, or you know what I mean, guys? Like, I don't always feel that that's appropriate, but if I have an issue with somebody, I will contact them directly. And I have. I've contacted some people and I've been like, I think that, that live you did last night was a little aggressive, or, you did this. And and sometimes it's not received very well, but, we're still friends. I'm not going to discredit an entire creator just because they have a bad day, or because they're, I can't do that, because if I did that, I don't think I'd like very many people at all. I was also happy, right? Hashtag shy. I need to mention the good things too. I was also quite happy. I was happy to see that other creators reached out and were able to kind of, just to reach out and be a good person, I guess. Because for people that are bigger than me, like that definitely wasn't in their best interest. and for their own channels, but they did what they felt was right, and I can respect that 100% of the time. Um, yeah, right. If I say something that resonates with you, there's a reason for it. If you think I'm talking about a particular person, it's because it resonates with you as well. And that's something to think about. That's something to think about. And I heard a bunch of things today that I wanted to like take notes on because I wanted to point out the sheer like I don't even know what of it. And I've been saying this too. Like, if so many people are coming to you and, or you're hearing that they're saying, that there's a problem with a behavior that you're doing, at what point do you stop and think to myself, why is this happening? And kind of take, a self image, at least, contemplate it. Because like, I feel like there's a quote and I'm probably going to butcher it really bad, but it's like so many people can't have the same nightmare without there being any truth to it. And I truly believe that. If somebody was saying that I take it, I do, I think about it, and I get emails. Like I said, I've gotten a few emails saying that people are upset about how I'm handling, um, that I offered, that they don't feel that I've stuck to my guns with that particular thing, and that I should just be talking about that. But here's my thoughts on this, guys. There are other channels that do that, and I kind of want to take a different perspective on things. And I think that that's what the community needs at this point. I don't It doesn't mean that I've changed how I think. I'm just my eyes have been open to other things, and I can't unsee it at this point. Like, it's plain as day. Um and yeah, sending good thoughts. There were a lot of subscribers too that did the same or were supportive of creators that did that I was surprised to see, and it was really helpful. But yeah, if I have an issue, I do go to people directly most of the time. Or at least I try to, but I don't have an issue with people like that, that often. I don't really talk to them. I talk to a few people outside of here, but not too much. Right, how would I grow? Is that like that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, as somebody who wants to be successful on YouTube here, like, it doesn't make sense to just stick with one thing. Like, people get tired of it. I know people want me to stay with this, and I feel like it puts me in a weird situation, guys, because I want to make people happy. I do. I'm a people pleaser. On one hand, I want to give people what they want because, ultimately, you guys are my subscribers. You guys are the ones that, control my sub count. You guys are the ones that support me. If I didn't have your support, I wouldn't have a channel or an audience. But at the other point is, there's like a ceiling on that. And there comes a point where I want to kind of expand and do something different. And I want to do something different. And I feel like I hate that I'm even being put in a position where I should feel bad about that, for so many different reasons. A lot of which is just, I want to create somewhere that, I miss a lot of my friends that I used to talk to elsewhere. And I would love it if there was a chat where people, could come together. Now, I know there are some people that are very controversial that, are in this community. And I get that people have strong reactions to those people. And I acknowledge that. I'm not discounting that. And that'll be handled, accordingly. I'm not entirely sure how I would handle it, but, I'd figure it out. But these are, there are a lot of people that you probably don't even recognize that, I think would like to come to my chat, but are afraid to for one reason or another. And nobody should be afraid to go to somebody's chat. Come on, guys. Come on. Like, if I was to see you in somebody else's chat and, the creator was bashing me, right? The only time that I would be upset about, I might have feelings about it. Sure. But I'd get over it very quickly because I have no right to tell anybody where to go. And ultimately I'd be like, that's silly. That's me being petty. And I wouldn't treat you any differently because I literally would get over it. But the only time that I would have an issue with it is if you were actively bashing me with them. When I say bashing, guys, I want to be clear that I mean something very different than I think a lot of people mean it. So for me, if you're going, saying, well, I saw this in B Plus's, channel the other day, and I really didn't like how she did that. I thought that that was mean and not appropriate. That's your opinion. You're entitled to have an opinion, guys. It would be weird if nobody, ever said, you know what I mean? Like, you're allowed to dislike me. That's totally fine. It's when you're like, you know, I, it is. It's almost 11. So it's like if you go in a chat and you're like, yeah, that's right. B plus is a stupid effing bitch or something like that. That might, you know, um, make me be a little not so happy. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just think things have kind of all been. I question everything at this point. I really, really do. I do. And I feel like I just, I feel like there's some stuff going on that I think that everybody's. I sound drunk, Spooky. I'm not drunk. I don't drink actually. So not really sure how that would. I mean, how I would sound drunk. But let's see. Yeah, self-awareness and accountability. I agree. I agree. And we can disagree. We can talk about those things. I don't really want to be a place that, just is for low blows. I mean, I'm all for having just actual conversations with people. I just, and I might, think to myself, I might be like, okay, I might not change my behavior. I might not agree with you. And I'll tell you that, but I'll definitely, consider what you say. And I'll definitely, see, and I have done that. I have been, told something or that I'm doing something and I've thought about it and I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's right. That's right. And I don't want to do things that way. So I don't. And that's just how I'm gonna do things here. And if that's not for you, then I guess it's not for you. Because I very much like talking to the people that come in here. There's some really nice people. There's some really very kind people and really interesting people. Like there are some people that have some really really great insight into things, and I think they have some really good points. Yeah, Golden makes good points as well. And both of you guys, and I appreciate that because it gives me like something to talk about on here and to kind of go off of because a lot of the time you guys put it in a way that I can't put it on the spot like that. And I don't know. I just want things to people to do better, right? I just want people to stop just going after each other for just really low reasons. I want it to stop all around, and it's everywhere. It's like you can't get away from it at this point. Yeah, well, honestly, I don't drink, so I don't know what that's about. Um, let's see. But yeah, guys, like not everybody wants to, come on YouTube and always have this like negative stuff going on. A lot of the times, like people use it as an outlet and they kind of want it to unwind or they want it to, talk about their day or whatever's been going on in the community and stuff. And I kind of want to. That's what I want. That's what I want. So I appreciate people coming on in here. It is hard these days, and there's some really bad stuff going on. Like there's some people that are genuinely getting hurt by a lot of this, and I can't stand for that. I just can't do it. There's a right way to do things, and there's a wrong way to do things, and this ain't it. This definitely isn't. It's like, and everybody always has to one up each other. And why is that appropriate? Why are we doing that? I get that people feel hurt and all of that, but why are we doing that? It's like it's not a competition as to, who can do the most damage and like, who can I don't know, who can like destroy somebody else the most. I don't think that's remotely productive in any way, shape, or form. It's not a competition. And I think sometimes people see it as one. But if you're going to compete with something, why don't you compete with something that's, productive and positive? Yeah, the crafting community, like I said, I've heard that the knitting community is quite vicious. So if somebody's looking for something real toxic to go to and you want to really, be your worst self, I've heard that the knitting community is it might be your kind of place. I don't know though. I've heard it from a few people though, so it must be true, right? Somebody on the internet said it, so it must be true. So, yeah, I don't know about the crafting community. That's not my thing. Yeah, yeah. It can, right. That's the thing though. When I shut off my laptop, like, I go back to my life. I don't like to have things bother me. Now, like, does something shake me? And some of the email, like I said, some of the emails I've gotten lately are a little disconcerting, at least, especially when I don't feel that I've done anything to warrant that, at all. So I have no idea why. I mean, maybe somebody's trying to bring me into it and trying to get me to, go off on some, I don't know. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen because I don't care about those things. Let's see. Who would actually do? Right. I would hope nobody. I would hope nobody would do that. I really, that's my fear, Michelle, is that, you know, people are going to be pushed so far that, something bad will happen. And that's the last thing that I want to see, because obviously that, first of all, that's not like at all, it's not okay. And I don't mean just like, physically. I mean, I really hope not that, but I mean like emotionally, because you don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know the people that you're, coming in here or, anywhere and talking to. So I always just err on the side of caution with that, because you don't know who's, what they're dealing with in their life or anything like that. And I try to be courteous at that. That's just my style. And I know it's not for everybody. And I'm, whatever. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. I'm not going to change how I do things because you have like, cake pops. What is a cake pop? I've never had a cake pop. I'm not really sure what that is. Is that like something you eat? Let's see. Yeah, I can't do crafts or whatever. They just end up looking ridiculous. It's not, it's never a good thing. I don't think I would ever ever be any good at that. That's not my thing. I'm a musician, so I can do like music and things. I guess I can draw a pretty good stick figure, and I definitely can't sing. But my talents lie more in like, I not puzzles, like, not like, actual like puzzles. I'm talking about like, word things, word puzzles, stuff like that. Oh, okay, Spooky. I was gonna say, that's I don't, yeah, it's all good, Spooky. It's all good. I was wondering that because I was like, I don't know how I sound drunk. I know that there are some people, here around here that, might sound a little off sometimes, but I don't think I'm one of them. But yeah, I've done that before too, Spooky. I've done that before too. And it was really embarrassing. Actually, it was. One of those didn't turn out well at all. Yeah, I'm sorry you got timed out too. I get that happens. Yeah, I literally don't drink, so I might have like a glass of wine occasionally, but I don't. It's not like a. Yeah, thank you for coming to clarify, because I was surprised. I was like, I've seen you around. I was like, I don't know what I possibly could have done to upset you. I've always I have no issues. I have no issues with anyone really. I feel like people aren't being their best selves, and I wish they were. I wish they were, because I like most of these people. There's a few people. I mean, obviously we're not all going to get along. There are definitely some people that I don't care for. But yeah, it's Spooky. I literally did that. Where was it? It was something. It was really bad. It was somebody's live that, me saying that set off a whole chain of just people being really upset, and it wasn't even meant for their chat. And I forget who it was. It was a while ago. And people jumped on it. They were like, how dare you? I forget even what I said, but yeah, I forgive you. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I was like, Spookies. I've always gotten along. I've seen you in other chats. We've never had an issue. Um, Sometimes yeah, I mean, my chat isn't exactly hot, but I don't have a whole lot of people here tonight, and that's okay. That's okay, guys. I don't mind. I could talk to myself. I could talk to a wall. And sometimes, well, I don't talk to a wall. I was going to say sometimes I do, but no. At that point, you could say, go home, Emma, you're drunk. If I start talking to a wall, and in which case I totally give you permission to call me out on that, because something's not right. But I do have a nice chill chat. And that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. Like, I don't have an issue with other people doing things differently. You're allowed to do things differently. Like, I think that people sometimes want that drama. I like drama. Like, why don't people own that they like it? It's not a bad thing. Um, that's like a channel, that's a genre. But I think sometimes people want something a little bit more low key, and that is what I'm trying to do here. Yeah, that is what I'm trying to do. But I don't, if however people handle their own channels, that I have no control over that, first of all. So, but I also, that I just people need to do them. And like I said though, I think that sometimes the chat does get taken in a different, depending on what's going on. Like if a creator's really amped up and really upset about something, like I said, I think there's some really empathetic people in this community who also, well, yes, Spooky, there are some chats that are really toxic right now. And I think that there's some creators who maybe don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that. I don't have a solution. So if that was happening in my chat, I mean, I'd figure it out. But yeah, I think a lot of the time it's because people are empathetic and they grow to care about that creator, and they get really caught up in those things. And I think there's a time and place for that. I think a lot of people have to get that out of their system, but not to the point where things are happening now. What's happening now, that's why I decided I'm not going to be quiet about it. Yeah, I agree. And I like that you're saying that, because I felt I did it too. And I'm like a really nice person. So the fact that thanks for stopping by, AJ. Enjoy your movie. The fact that I got caught up in it was like, I was surprised at myself. But right, it happens, and you acknowledge, at least you're self-aware. That's literally all I ask of people. That's like really at the basic minimum. Like if you're doing something, own it. Own it. Don't always like, look at and say that it's not happening, because it is. And just own it. I respect it. That I have respect for you, Spooky. Like that's owning it is awesome. You don't see it a whole lot. So I wish I did. It's like everybody wants to kind of put out this image that, they've done nothing wrong ever. And I think that's really not the case, including myself. And, I'm sorry if it, right, right. And I feel like, a lot of the time for me personally, like guys, it doesn't matter that I see behaviors that are, negative all around, but I hate the fact that, that I don't want to talk about Natasha all the time is, considered bad. I don't, it doesn't feel right to me. Like, why do I have, I don't want, there's plenty of channels that talk about Natasha, and I just don't really want to be one of them. Will I mention and talk about those things if there's problematic behaviors? You bet I will. But I kind of want to do some other things too. And I really hope that people can respect that. But the problem is that a lot of people can't. And, I guess that's okay. Like the right people will come. I mean, I like the subs that come in here. I like actually all of you. I haven't really had any issues with people in my chat. That's what I'm saying though, Spooky. Like I was saying that there are people that come into my chat who I've seen get caught up in things elsewhere, but they're good here. And that's really all I need to see, because it validates that you're a good person. Yes, Spooky, that is wonderful. That was actually a line in the sand for me. I was not okay with a lot of things with that. I understand that there were some really awful things that came out of her mouth. I get that. And I don't think that's okay at all. I don't think you know what I mean? But obviously she has some struggles, and, I don't think anything's an excuse. I think she is smart. It has nothing to do with being smart or anything like that. It's really complicated. Her situation is complicated, and I wasn't okay with to the extent that people were going after Mrs. Portland. I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not gonna apologize. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna apologize. I feel like, the fact that people have gone at her relentlessly is inappropriate. That's just my opinion. And I wish they didn't. I wish she didn't say the things she said either. I wish that didn't happen either. But I guess I can't control everything. I just can't. but yeah, the trolls are, I'm really glad to hear you say that, Spooky, because I know that I've seen you in a lot of chats, and I've seen you, I've seen you, and I mean, I haven't, you're not in any like of my, in the back of my head that I've noted. Right, Spooky. But what I had to tell myself is that, what I had to tell myself is, there's mental health care in this country is hard enough to access sometimes in the best of times, but with the pandemic, it's gotten real bad. Like, I don't know if she's like plugged into any services and stuff, but because people can't go to people's houses, it's just made everything a big mess. And um, I used to work in group homes and then with people with disabilities before, it took me down a really, really bad place, because it takes a really special person to do that for a long time. It wasn't for me, but I feel like a lot of people aren't getting the care that they need, and a lot of people are then coming to YouTube for support and companionship, and it's going from there. I think it's yeah. Um, Conspiracy theories. You know, that, what? Oh, I've heard of a few conspiracy theories, but I need to read that. Hold on. Then the conspiracy theories emerge. Simple conflicts described. Right, Golden. Yes, yes. I totally agree. And Mike, the problem is that you're gonna run into some people on here that are gonna say that, it's not an excuse ever for anything. I actually have a very different viewpoint on that, and I'm not gonna waver on it either. Um, as somebody who worked in a group home with, dual diagnosis, people that struggle with mental illness, I have seen and heard enough to know that there are people that, are nice people, but they get I recognize it is all I'm gonna say. So I'm not going to be mean to her. I can't do it. It's not in my nature, and I don't think everybody's been awful, but there have been a lot of things that I've seen that I wish I hadn't. I just think it's inappropriate. If you like, I'd rather they made videos about me, honestly. Um, yeah, the conspiracy theories, yes. Yes. Right. And it is. It's like a group think almost, Golden. It's like, if you don't see it that certain way or even question it, you're not being supportive and you're against somebody and you're all of that. And it couldn't be further from the truth. There are some people that I have a really big issue with how they're handling things right now. That, that, how do I put this? That I know are good people. And I don't think that this is what they want. Um, I just think a lot of stuff has gotten really out of control. And I think it has a lot to do with people, like subscribers too. And I really, at first, I didn't want to bring subscribers into it. I didn't. I really, really didn't. But the more that I've because I've been trying to get to the bottom of why this is all happening. I'm trying to figure it out, because it wasn't this bad before, guys. It wasn't this bad. There's always been drama, right? But it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this until probably November, I'd say. Was when I really started noticing it. Actually, probably before November, maybe October too. No, November for me anyway. That was when I really started to open my eyes to some stuff. But I'm trying to figure it out. And I have noticed that there are people who I believe their sole purpose is they just want to go and instigate things. And that includes instigating creators, who in turn react. And that's exactly what they want. And, I feel like that's why I contemplated coming on here and saying anything, because I felt like I was giving them what they wanted by even mentioning it, because there's a whole study on that. It's really interesting, actually. About like how to handle, actually it was like there's one creator, I feel like, I don't know how I know this, guys. It's probably because I watch them in like the truth channels and stuff, but not the small ones. I mean like the big call out channels. But there was a video that somebody did about a creator. I think it's a gamer. I really couldn't tell you. I think his name is like Ice Poseidon or something. But he has like the record for the most SWAT, and we're like trying to figure out, apparently, like the fact that he acknowledges them and kind of gives them that attention. A lot of people feel that contributes to why he gets so many of them. And I'm interested to know how people feel that those things should be handled. Like, do you think it should be ignored? Or do you think that it's, the creator has every right to call it out? Because I'm actually unsure of where I stand on it. I think that, for me, it's like, oh, it could go either way, I guess, depending on the situation. But that's the kind of stuff that fascinates me. But you're right, and I there's enough negativity on things. Like I want to get away from that. I want to be centrist. I like being not in the middle. I know that there are people that are like, you can't be a fence sitter. Well, I beg to differ. I've built a little treehouse, on this fence here, and I'm quite comfortable in it. Oh yeah, Dave, that is quite late. So yes, go to bed, get some sleep. I'm glad that you came to join us, though. I always enjoy having you. You've been here since day one, so I appreciate you very, very much. Yeah. Yes. Oh, is that how it's put? Hashtag. Look at you. You are so smart. Um, yeah, it doesn't seem to be slowing down. That's exactly it, crime scene cleaner. And that's why I'm trying to put the brakes on some things. And it's really upsetting. Like, even during this live, I've lost a bunch of subscribers actually. And that's okay. That's okay, guys. And I guarantee you it's because of one of two reasons. And both of those reasons are really silly, guys. Come on. It's either because you're mad because I don't want to talk about Natasha all the time, or you think I'm talking about somebody who you really support, which maybe I am. I don't know. I'm kind of talking about as a community right now. I'm not really talking about a specific person. But like I said, if you think I am, I mean, maybe that's because it resonates with you. I'm not sure. Um, but I'm leaning towards it's because I kind of want to put the brakes on the whole Natasha thing for now. It doesn't mean that and I've heard the arguments against doing that. Don't think I haven't heard it. And I'm not discrediting other people's experiences. I just think that there's a lot of channels that do that. And I kind of want to look at the big picture, not just, one part of it anymore. Just for me, guys, for me. If you don't want to be a part of that, that's fine. I'm not going to be like, sucking up to her. I'm not going to be like, singing her praise. I'm definitely not doing that either. I'm not a supporter. I just want to look at the big picture and not be hypocritical. That's all. That's all. If that's so bad, then, I guess it's so bad. But, I would hope that people stick around. I would hope so. But, if you guys don't want to, that's okay too. That's okay too. Hey, Melissa Jade. And yeah, I try to say hello to everybody that I see that comes in here. And I appreciate Crime Scene Cleaner. Thank you. I think we do have some nice chats in here. And I think that, once people see it for themselves, I think that they end up sticking around because we do. We have like productive chats. It's not out of control. It's not like a snowball going downhill that's picking up momentum and more snow. That's going to like crash into something eventually. And I really try to be open and honest with people. Exactly. I'm tired of subs being manipulated, and that's what I feel. I feel like there's a lot of manipulation, and hey, Nat, and I don't like it. I just don't. I can't help it. It's not what I stand for. Because I feel like a lot of times the subscribers aren't really aware of stuff like that. And because I've kind of seen it elsewhere, I don't like it. I don't like it because it is really easy to get sucked into it. It happened to me, and I feel like sometimes creators forget that they have some influence on that. I think, when you're new, especially, that happens. But the first step to that is owning it and saying, yes, there might be a problem here. Let me look at it. Thank you, Melissa Jade. That's what I want. Like, that's all I want. And the fact that people get so bent out of shape about that is just, I can't. Like, all I want to do is talk about what's going on here. That's what we all want to do, right? We want to talk about, I just got a bedtime reminder. I don't ever get a bedtime reminder. You don't tell me what to do on my watch. But yeah, I want to be fair and neutral. And I do have opinions, guys. Don't get me wrong. Like, I very much disagree with a lot of things I've seen from Natasha. But I disagree with other things too. And I feel like, making yeah, I feel like it's making it really difficult for creators to do anything else. You know what I mean? It's like when you're talking about like, extreme drama, you're going to get I mean, you're going to get a lot of viewers, you're going to get a lot of people in your chat, and it kind of reinforces that, but the minute you try to talk about anything else, a lot of people, they're not there for it. That's why I've said, guys, if you're a subscriber, like, if you see somebody doing a different topic, go in there and be supportive, regardless of who it is. That encourages people to continue the positive behavior. I know it's wishful thinking. And I mean, drama, if it's drama that's like, normal drama, that's not like, crazy out of control stuff where people are, calling each other's homes and, calling CPS or digging into people's pasts and doing background. Come on. It's insane. I didn't think anybody would take the time to say that you were going to try to get in touch with somebody who doesn't like me. Like, what is the purpose of that? What is the purpose and who is we? I would like to know who we are. But yeah, I think Melissa J does. I've been a lurker in your chat, Melissa, a few times. Because like I said, like there are some names in here that I've heard a lot of times. I've heard the names, but I'm not going to make my opinion about somebody just based on what somebody else says. I like to go, and I'm not just talking about you, Melissa, but I mean, you're a name that comes up frequently. I mean, let's be real. Just because I don't know, because you've been part of this community for a while, I guess. Everybody's name comes up eventually, I think. But, I'm not going to just take somebody's word that somebody is, X, Y, or Z. And I just can't do that. I need to make the decision for myself. Like if I didn't know anything about somebody, like who am I to speak on it? If I don't watch everything, if I'm going to speak on somebody, I need to see it with my own two eyes. Because there's a lot of things getting taken out of context too. And the thing is that a lot of it is kind of unfair because, you're on, if I'm on live, right? And, somebody comes in my chat and they're like all frantic and they're like, oh my God, did you see that this happened, in this person's chat? And they're saying this, when you're seeing that as a creator, sometimes I think that, people react without, I mean, you're on the spot. So, I mean, it's kind of sometimes difficult to, I take turtle gum to kind of get all the facts and people react. I think a lot of people count on people reacting too. But that's the thing. A lot of stuff gets taken out of context for the wrong reasons, to create chaos and people just more drama, I guess. And I think that's been happening since the dawn of the drama channels. But I just feel like it's getting out of control all around, and it's just escalating with the back and forth and back and forth. And I don't have a solution to it, guys. I don't know the answer. Yeah, right. I agree. I agree. I feel like people should be able to, be wherever they want. First of all, if I'm talking about somebody, first of all, I don't really talk about that. You know what I mean? I talk about behaviors. I don't talk about people because I don't know people. So I have no place to talk about, who somebody is at their core. I don't feel comfortable doing that, but I will talk about behaviors. Hi, Dorothy. And no, you cannot make every sub happy. And I have no, like, that's the thing. I'm going to do what I'm going to do going forward. And, while I hope people stick around, while I hope people can get behind it, if you can't, then you can't. But, I feel like everybody should be able to go where they want without feeling like they're being judged for it. Like if I'm talking about somebody that you really support and I'm, you can't get behind what I'm saying, I would encourage you to, consider not, discarding me as a creator as a whole for that and maybe come back late. Because, I like a lot of creators that I don't agree with everything they say. I don't like the way people, you know what I mean, guys? But I'm not going to like, completely disown them or not be their friend or friendly with them because of it. And I'm certainly not gonna, be upset if somebody's in somebody's chat and they say, yeah, B plus did this the other night and their chat was, and I didn't like that. I thought it was wrong. I don't, that's your opinion. Nobody should be silencing your opinion. That's silly. And I would, like I said, I might have feelings about it. Yeah. Because I'm a human being and I might be, I might have feelings about it depending on what it is, but I get over it very quickly because I have no right to tell anybody how to feel and what opinion to have. And I know that. So, and I wouldn't treat anybody any differently for it. And I certainly wouldn't drag them for it. Um, and they'd still be welcome in my chat, and I'd still acknowledge them like I do everybody else, because this is YouTube, guys. And, you know, life is too short to hold on to grudges and stuff. It's not in my nature. Um, and I've always been a really kind of forgiving person, and sometimes in ways that I shouldn't. But it's YouTube. It's not my real life. Like, I like coming on here and talking to people. The last thing I want to do or be is somebody that causes somebody else any sort of, emotional like distress or whatever. Like, if you come on here, I feel like a lot of people forget though that you're opening yourself up to commentary about yourself too. I think that gets overlooked a lot. Like, I had to think long and hard about if I wanted to put myself out there that way. And ultimately, I decided that I was okay doing that, for a lot of reasons. One reason is because I kind of wanted to offer something different because I was looking for something different, like something more low key and, where we could just talk. Because, like I said, I've said 1,000 times, guys, have you ever tried to talk to somebody like in real life about what's going on over here on YouTube? Like, they think you're crazy. They don't understand. But we want to talk about it because it's, what's going on in our community, and we have a community. So I kind of wanted to have a place where we could have a dialogue about those things and kind of not come out at in like the, super aggressive fashion. I feel like there's a lot of channels that do that. So if that's more your style, there's a place for that too. But I feel like a lot of people do like that. But if you want to kind of hang out and you want to, decompress, you want to talk about things in a different way, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. And I welcome people from everywhere. I feel, honestly, I feel bad that there are people I'm friendly with who, support Natasha, who don't feel comfortable coming here. And I wish they did. I know they don't agree with a lot of things that I've said, or done, and they've told me so. And I do think about some of those things. And I just want people to get along. Like, just because a creator's not getting along doesn't mean that we all have to, hate each other and stuff. Like, we all have this in common. We're from all over the world. We're from all walks of life. And we're all here with this community and these names, in common. And yeah, some creators set no boundaries. Right, 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 right. And I think that that's also problematic. And I get it. Like, it's not fun to open yourself up to commentary. Nobody likes to hear somebody talk about them, especially when it's somebody that might not know them personally, or, I get it. That's not pleasant. But if you want to come on here and you want to do commentary, unfortunately, that's part of the deal. And I know that, and I'm well aware. And, but it doesn't make it fun, guys. It doesn't make it any better. It doesn't make it. Why is my stupid Siri doing that? Okay. It doesn't make it any better. But I think that there's a right way to do it and a wrong way. I don't know, guys. I don't know. My style is just a little different. And, it did kind of affect me if somebody says I'm letting them down. Like, I don't want to let anybody down. I'm not stopping to fighting for, making YouTube a better place. Now, I encourage people to be very skeptical of people who say that, including myself. Like, be skeptical of me. Actions speak louder than words do. So, if wait and see is all I can say. And that's actually what I've been saying for the get-go. Like, if you don't see it, then just give it a chance, but be very skeptical of people that come on here like that. I feel like a lot of times maybe people come on with good intentions, but sometimes it gets out of hand. I've seen it since I've been on YouTube. I started on YouTube about a year ago, and I've seen it over and over and over again. And it's unfortunate. I think people do come on here with good intentions, and for whatever reason, it, something else happens, I guess. But that's kind of what I want. Like, yeah, and drama always blows over, guys. That's the other thing. I would be hesitant to get too invested in things, for one reason. First is because it does blow over. And then when it does, you're kind of left there in the middle, like, what's going on and what happened. And then you're left with what the behaviors that you did. And, because creators make up all the time. Like, people make peace all the time. And a lot of the time you don't see it coming. Like, with Truth Teller and Natasha, I definitely didn't see that coming, and I wasn't really happy about it either. I just kind of felt like, TT kind of came at Natasha in some really low ways, and I was a supporter at the time, and I didn't think it was right, and I didn't know why Natasha was forgiving somebody who treated her so poorly. But who knows? There's sometimes stuff that goes on. People talk behind the scenes. I don't know. I don't question it anymore, but people do. They make up all the time, and a lot of the time it comes from nowhere. And I I don't know, guys. I don't know. And if you consider, extending condolences and not wanting to talk about her 24/7, me making peace or jumping ship, then I guess we're gonna have to have it that way, because that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm certainly not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop calling out behaviors. I'm just gonna do it in the broad picture, because it's not just Natasha. Natasha's, maybe there are some things that she's done that I haven't seen elsewhere. That's fair, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. Yeah, right. I feel for creators too. But if you're going to come up here on a public platform and you're going to talk about somebody, you're opening yourself up to, somebody else coming at you. And a lot of the time, those people come at you a lot lower than you've ever done to anybody else, or than you would do yourself. So unfortunately, that's just kind of the name of the game. And I know this. I know this. And I almost didn't even mention that email. Who does that though? I can't get over that. Like, that you're watching me. Like, okay, cool. I'm glad you're watching me. Like, I like having viewers. That's cool. That's cool. But you're not going to find anybody in my, that's going to be upset with me. You're not going to. I have no bad blood with anyone really, but especially not in my real life. What theory has been? Oh, the urban theory. Is that one of the not the urban legends, the conspiracy theories? I don't know if I've heard many of the conspiracy theories. I've actually, that's a lie. I have. I think I know exactly what's going on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just wish people would own their behaviors. Like, if you did something, own it. Own it. I don't know why we're doing some of these things in the first place. It's really bizarre. I mean, it makes you wonder. It makes you think. It does. I've thought about things in a variety of different ways. I just wish people wouldn't do it at all for any reason. Why, guys? Why? That's not drama. A lot of it's just creepy. And I don't know if maybe that's always gone on here on YouTube, but nobody should have to deal with that, regardless of whether you put yourself on a public platform or not. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm tired of it. I can't imagine a lot of you guys aren't tired of it. I feel, yeah. Well, like I said, I don't really care who he is. That doesn't really matter to me. He's always respectful here in this chat, so that's all that matters to me. I mean, he could be Irvin for a lot. I don't care. I like I said, guys, I don't dislike anybody. I can't. I always, as long as people are respectful in my chat, I do take note of people who are consistently problematic. I do. And I will call each and every one of them out if they show up in my chat. But they haven't. Because I do see names. I'm not going to lie to people and say I don't. And, it does take self-awareness. And I feel like that's really lacking a lot of the time. A lot of the time, everybody wants to blame somebody else. Well, if that person hadn't done that, then I wouldn't have done this. And, when that never ends, guys, it's just going to keep going. And then I don't know what the end game is with it. It's like people are trying to one up each other with, really inappropriate and borderline dangerous behaviors. I think a lot of people think they're very smart. Take turtle gum. I beg to differ on some things, but it really is. It's like a competition of one-upping and going as low as you can, and it's not for me, guys. It's not for me. So, I'm taking this hive in a different direction for a little bit. We can still talk about what people want to talk about. we're still going to talk about like problematic things, and if there's something going on, we're going to talk about that. Um, it doesn't mean that I've, changed how I feel about things. I haven't. But I also don't need to perpetuate this, you know, insane, like, aggressive, like, there's plenty of channels that, talk about certain people. If you want to hear somebody talk about somebody, I'm sure there's a channel out there that talks about just who you're looking to hear about. I promise you that. Except maybe me. Not yet. Not yet. Not That'll be the day. I'll take it as a badge of honor. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to do anything that anybody feels that they have to talk about me. Like, whatever. I don't feel like that. But what I want for this is I want people to be able to come to my chat and come here, and regardless of who they support anywhere else, just be able to talk. Yeah, the doxing and stuff, I get it. It's weird, guys. It's creepy. It's creepy. Um, and I mean, I guess I can be confident in saying you're not going to find anything on me if anybody was to, you know, figure out who I am, which please don't do that, guys. But if people did, I mean, it, good luck. You're going to be wasting your money and time. But, I guess if people have to find that out for themselves, they can. They can. I feel like I'm kind of in a unique position where I don't have any skeletons in my closet, guys. Not that not here. No. Um yeah, hold on. Let me read. I think a lot of stuff is getting taken out of context. I think that. I do think that. And I feel like people aren't questioning things that I believe that they probably should question. Or at least question the motive behind it. Because sometimes things aren't as they seem. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people are spending a lot of time in like this shady place, and I feel like they should probably get out more and be in the sun. It's good for your health, and that's what I want to be. If you want to be sunny and sunshiny and like a little bit less ruthless and yeah, chill chat. I thought you were a bot there for a second, Renee, and I was like, what? That actually almost makes sense. I'm like, I know that name. Yeah, I just want to have a chill chat. That's all I want. That's all I want. And I want anybody to feel comfortable being a part of it. I like I said though, guys, I get that there are some people that are controversial that could come into, you know what I mean? I get that. I know that. And we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. There's also a block button. I don't expect everybody to like each other, or be able to forgive each other. I get it, guys. I know I mean, tension and stuff has gotten real bad lately. So I get that there's some people that have some really strong feelings about things. I get that. But at the same time, what I want, I welcome people. I welcome everybody with their opinions, because you're allowed to have an opinion. I don't know why people have lost sight of that, but even if like even if you like come over from I always use Natasha because like that's the relevant name in this right now, because that's what's been going on. But I don't, if you want to come in here and talk about that too, I don't mind. You're allowed to have an opinion here. It doesn't matter. We're going to call out behaviors all around, and including myself. If you want to call me out, that's fine too. That's all I want. That's all I want. And, I encourage people to, be open-minded, I guess. And I just want to get along. I miss people just being able to chat. That's all I want. Thank you, Renee. I try. I try. I can't make everyone happy though, and it's I'm a people pleaser, so it definitely hits in a way that I wish it didn't, especially when people say I'm letting them down. And but then I have to tell myself, if I'm letting somebody down because I offer condolences or don't want to talk about them for not forever, I don't know, like I'm sure there are going to be things that come up that we need to talk about. And I certainly, it's complicated, guys. I don't, just because I don't want to talk about somebody, I want to talk about, the big picture. If you feel like I'm letting you down because of that, I apologize. I do. I wish you didn't feel that way, but I'm not going to change what I'm doing. Um, because there's so many channels that do. If you like I said, if you dislike somebody and what you want is a channel that talks about them, like you're going to be able to find it on here, I guarantee you, especially if it's a controversial creator or one that people love to hate, um or somebody who's doing a lot of shady stuff, or any of those things. But I feel like there's a lot more going on than what meets the eye, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I hope so, Tick Turtle Gum. I do. I hope so. That's my goal, guys. Like I said, I've not been making a lot of people happy lately, though. But that's okay. That's okay. If you're listening and you kind of want to be a part of what's going on here, you just want a chill place, where the chat is, usually 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, a really friendly, supportive place. We do have some tension occasionally, but who doesn't? Um, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button. I would love that. I would love to have everybody in this community. And you just reached 100 subs, Tick Turtle Gun. That's great. That's great. I've hit 500 a few times, and then almost like it's a game, dip under. Especially lately, I lost quite a large amount of people. I'm guessing because of the Natasha situation, but that's okay. Like, I don't want people that are like that, I guess. I want people that are open minded, and I can't, like I said, I can't make everyone happy. I need to remember that. But yeah, if you want a place that's chill, that everybody can just kind of hang out and we can talk about what's going on in the community, and we don't just talk about like drama and stuff. We talk about music, we talk about, pop culture, we talk about, actually, I've been exposing the troubled teen industry. It's just basically child abuse for profit, because I've been telling my story with that, because it's becoming a big topic. There's a documentary coming out. Paris Hilton has been speaking out about it. There's a podcast that my story may or may not have been involved in. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to come out here and tell my story about that. I'm a musician, so I like to talk about music. We talk about whatever. But mostly we come at things from like a psychological standpoint, and kind of look at behaviors and look at why things happen. Lately, I've been a little more amped up than I usually am, and that's for a good reason. I think I don't appreciate the, like, are you like, is that a threat? I don't understand. Like, why? It's like almost like there's like some like bullies that try and like, for whatever reason, I don't know what people think I'm gonna say that's so horrible. I'm not. I wasn't planning on saying anything that would super upset anybody. I don't know what I'm supposed to be quiet about, and I don't know who I should not be associating with, because I associate with who I want to associate with, and I don't think that's anybody's business. I'm also open about it too, though. I'm not gonna conspire with somebody and not tell anybody. I feel like being open and honest and transparent with subscribers, and in general in life, is the way to go, always. And like I said, guys, sticking true to your guns and like your core values and beliefs, it's always a good look. It looks good on everybody, and it never goes out of style. So I encourage people to stick to their guns. Don't have it. Don't feel a certain way just because I do. It's actually something I hate. I like people that stick to their own opinions, even if it differs from mine, because it means you feel strongly, and it means that you know who you are. And I have the utmost respect for that. Like I said, there was a guy that liked me, and I knew him for a couple years prior, so I got to know him. And when he started liking me, he started to agree with everything that I said. And I have some really strong opinions about things, like not about YouTube, just in life in general, like very strong opinions that aren't going to waver. And he started agreeing with me on everything. And I'm like, I know you don't feel that way. I know that's not how you feel. Like, you don't need to be an echo chamber. Like, if I know you disagree about some of these things, and that's fine. That's fine. I want you to disagree, because in order to get along, like, we have to have those conversations. They might be uncomfortable, but we can get through them. And I like to see other people's point of view. And because we don't all come from the same walk of life, we don't all have the same experiences with life in general or people on here. And we have to be accepting that somebody else might have had a really bad experience with someone, and for them it's very, very real and it happened. And I don't like the fact that a lot of people get discredited on that. I feel like that's wrong. I feel like we should I don't know, just be more open and have our ears open, I guess. I don't know. I know I sound like, let's all sing kumbaya. I mean, no, no, no. I'm all for a little bit of drama. I'm all for going back and forth, even on some petty stuff. I'm game. I'm game. That's what I said. That's what I said. Like, we wanna play that game. I'll make a day of it. I'll pack a picnic lunch. We'll have a lot of fun. Um, but at least do it to my face, and or use your screen name when you email me. I don't know. Last time I checked, emails belong to one person, but apparently this is a we. And I don't really. That's what I said, guys. Just don't do that. Like, why are you threatening to go find someone who doesn't like me? If I say, what are you talking about? I don't even know. Was that email meant for me? Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it was, because it mentioned two things I've said in two lives at this point. But I don't know, guys. You've got the wrong one. You've got it twisted. I don't know who you think I am, or what I'm about, or what how I feel. I don't know. But I would encourage people to not do that if they don't have facts, or whatever. I'll just disregard it. I won't listen. I don't know why people are doing that to begin with. I feel like there's some nonsense and shenanigans going on. And I have my detective hat on, and I am looking into all of it. I am on the case, guys. I am on the case. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. Because I don't like this stuff. It feels wrong. It feels wrong. So I'm probably gonna get off of here soon. Because I wasn't even planning on coming on here for that long, but I had some stuff to get off my chest, and that's, yeah. Hate is easy. Love is hard. I can't stress this enough. If you really don't like somebody, that's fine. You're allowed that. Like, that's valid. Um, and I'm not going to come at you for it either. It doesn't matter who it is. If it really doesn't. If you come in here and you support somebody, that's your opinion. You're welcome to it. I'm not going to come at you, and I encourage other, the people in the chat not to. I don't think they will, though. I mean, I've had people come in here stating an opinion that was really very different than what the chat was, and they were welcomed. And that's what I like. That's what I like. And that's just what I want for right now. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. Because like I said, guys, I've just had my eyes open to some new stuff that really bother me, and that's why I'm here, is to talk about things that really bother me. And it's interesting that it took like everybody. I don't know, guys. Well, I don't want to like. I mean, yeah, I feel like there's just been a lot of stuff going on, and I feel like it's brought the worst out in some people. But I feel like I don't know, guys. It doesn't sit right with me, and I know there are people who feel the same. I know that there are, and it's kind of hard to ignore. And I don't know what the solution is. All I want is for things to be the way they kind of used to be, right? Like, I just want there to be drama, but have it not be so escalated that it's like affecting people's feelings, and how, them not feeling comfortable on YouTube anymore, them not wanting to go in people's chats because they feel like people are watching them, because they probably are. Being in a screenshot, they're afraid to type something because they're afraid of being in a screenshot, which in turn will get posted. And I don't know why it has to be like that, guys. It didn't used to be. Or like, honestly, I don't think I've been in chats for a lot of people, and I don't remember the trolls being this bad either. I don't recall that at all. And I mean, I'm trying to put some puzzle pieces together here, but I just want things to be the way they used to be, where there was just like drama going on, and people that, it would be like a week long, like, escalation of stuff. Like, there would be a week long where it was really intense, but it would kind of dissipate, And there would be like, people would either ignore each other or they, make up or what, or agree to disagree or whatever. But it was never like this sustained hatred and nonsense. Like it's gone on too long, guys. It's gone on too long. I've had enough anyway. I can't, I mean, I like to think other people have had enough too. But if you haven't, like I said, there's are other channels, and maybe this isn't the right one for you. But I hope it is. So if you're listening on the replay and you like what you hear, I would love it if you gave me a chance here. If you want to hit that subscribe button, I am trying to build up my channel a little bit. So I want to do it the right way though. I want to do it the right way. I've bought books on how to do it the right way too. Like I'm in this for the long haul. I'm not going anywhere. Um, when everything is said and done and the dust settles, I want to be in a position where I'm still here and I can still provide like a really fun, safe chat for people. Not safe, I don't know. That sounds stupid, but you guys know what I mean. Because that's what I miss the most. That's what I miss the most of from like the what I, had on Instagram. I had created a really awesome community. And when it got taken down, I felt really guilty about it because a lot of people felt really comfortable there. Because like I said, we had a Discord, we had a whole bunch of places where you could connect. Um, and it just I felt bad about it, but I miss that. That's what I miss. I miss people being able to come in and talk about, a topic or a community that we all have in common. And, it's people from all over the world who all have different life experiences. And, there are people that come in here that have like really interesting takes on things like hashtag shy. Golden has some really good points. I mean, we all do. I mean, there are just, people that have some really great insight that I haven't thought of things. That's all. That's what I want, guys. That's all I want. I don't want to that and that's where I'm going from here. I'm not going to justify it either. Like, if that's not for you, I hope it is though. So we're going to be doing some good things here. I'm in this for the long haul. I want to build this up. Like I'm calling my community the hive, but I don't want to be a queen bee. I don't really. That's too much responsibility. Yeah, yeah. It didn't happen. Well, it blew up pretty quickly, but it plateaued at some point, and then it kind of spiked up again. It spiked up again when I accepted help, to be honest. I think people got a little tired of my style, so it was actually a good and a bad move to bring other people into the mix. There was one woman who she was actually from Puerto Rico. She lived in Puerto Rico, and she was great. She actually like was the breath of like fresh air that it needed. She really like revived it. She was great, and I felt bad because like I don't really talk to her much anymore, and she was really good at it. So, and like I said, I paid my people too. Like I was at that point where like it would depend on how much money I brought in that month, but I would pay them accordingly. And obviously, I had no idea that people here didn't pay their months. Um, because I feel like it does. It takes time out of their day. And, a lot of the time, like, it depends. Like, when Natasha was doing the Petito case, like it was like these long marathon sessions. And she would be on as soon as like something was breaking and, mods had to be there, obviously. So, I feel like people get worked a lot. And if I'm ever in a position to do it that way, I will. Hands down, because that's a lot of work. And creators couldn't do what they do if they do live streams without their mods. I mean, I think mine is a little like calm and stuff, but still, like they help you like promote different things in the chat and welcome people, which is important because if people want to be acknowledged, and I sometimes miss people, and you'd be surprised on how much that means to some people, just to see that somebody notices that they're there. And I try to do that. I like to be noticed. I like when creators say hi to me, and I like the small channels for that reason, because it's like the bigger you get, the less likely you are to get the same reactions and stuff. And I know why that is. I don't take it personally. I know it's because like the chat's flying, but I think that people really like that about small chats. So, we can actually have a conversation now, but this is new to me. So if I ever get bigger, I'll have to figure out how to make that happen too. But yes, I am probably gonna get off of here soon and go have dinner, even though it's like almost midnight. Which I don't know, that's a little late for me to be eating, but it is what it is. So, like I said, if you haven't hit that thumbs up on my video, I would love for you to do that too. That's a really simple way that you can help me out here. If you would like to subscribe to me, that would be awesome as well. Again, I'd love to have you. And thank you everybody in the chat tonight. You guys were really great and really insightful. Um, and I appreciate that, Michelle. I do. I do. And you've been here since day one. So, I really appreciate that as well. I know that, I didn't come on here in like the best of moods, but I feel like that email would kind of, shake anybody up. That's really personal and like weird. I don't feel like I've stepped on any toes really. I mean, maybe a little bit, but not to the point where like, it's like I'm being like threatened into being quiet about something. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be quiet about. It's weird, guys. It's weird. But there are definitely some weirdos on here. Let's be honest. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I think I think I have frozen waffles, and I think that might be what it is tonight. I don't think I have. That's bad though, because I'm kind of in the mood for something salty, but I don't have anything. I don't know. I don't know. I need to go grocery shopping at some point. I'm don't have a whole lot of I never have a whole lot of food in the house, but I mean, guys, the prices of things these days are just insane. Like I can't even. There's a meme that I want to show you guys. It's like me, checking out $200 worth of groceries in 2022, and it's like this teeny tiny bag from like a dollhouse. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty accurate, guys. It's pretty accurate. But yeah, like I said, it's rough out there. So I just want people to have a place there that they can just have somewhere that's nice, I guess. Yeah, Lego my ego. I actually these are like protein waffles. I try to eat healthfully. I don't always succeed. I often don't succeed. But there's like these protein waffles. It's like by Vans. Like you can get them at Whole Foods. It's like, but they now have a blueberry one, and it's really good. But I think I ate all of those, so I think I just have the original left, which isn't too bad either. So that's probably what I'm gonna go do. I will probably see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is a really big schoolwork day for me. So I have a lot to catch up on as well. So I'll probably be on it. There's a chance I might not come on, but if I do, it'll probably be around 9 o'clock, I'd say, my usual time here. So I hope to see you guys. I hope to see, I hope to see some new faces too, because it makes me happy. Makes me happy to see new people. I like to chat with new people, and a lot of the times, a lot of you guys are people I've missed from elsewhere. So it's nice to kind of get to know people. So again, thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I hope you guys have a great night and don't do anything I wouldn't do, and stay safe on those YouTube streets, because man, oh man, are they a little bit rough these days. But we're gonna figure out how to make things, how to calm things down a little bit. So tomorrow's Friday for you. Is it? Oh, it's Thursday tomorrow. Okay, yeah. And then I'm gonna try and figure out. I would like to try to go on in like the morning, just because all of our friends across the pond, it's a bit late for them at this point, and I like to be inclusive of everybody who likes to suffer through listening to me talk, because I still don't believe that people actually enjoy listening to me, but apparently people do. So I have to give myself some kudos there. I got to stop putting myself down with that. All right, guys. So have a great night, and I will most likely see you guys tomorrow.